Hey everybody, what's going on? All right, so check out this camera here. I've got all this stuff set up, ready to go. Let me know if my volume's good and how we're looking. I know it's kind of silly, but hey, we're going. We're going. All right. So first things first, bear with me. I'm dealing with camera equipment right now, so I'm getting used to doing that. Okay. So let's do this so I can see, look even better. Much wow. All right, thanks, buddy. Okay, so we got the kettle here. Hopefully you can see the ingredients on the screen there. It looks like you can, so we should be all set. I'm gonna get the water going. So we gotta get 7.5 gallons of water rolling on this first. G-Stacks, by the way, thank you for joining up, man. All right. I got everything sanitized and clean. All right. Hopefully that's not too terribly loud for everybody. Okay. So that's 5 gallons. I'm going to go ahead and get it rolling. See, perfect beer. Perfect. Okay. All right, we got the propane down here. I don't know if you probably can't see that. That's all right. You don't need to. There we go. We're lit. All right, so we're going to turn this thing up nice and hot. Don't want the flames coming out the side, though. All right, we're going. Make me get the itch to fire up my still. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Okay. And this one is a 3-gallon kit. I might just roll with 8 gallons to make it easy. Let's see. Here we go. A little bit more. That should be about perfect. All right. That way I have some water if I need to add some later. So I figure in the downtime today, because there's gonna be a bit of downtime, that I might do some caster amulet crafting. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so what we have is we have 8 pounds of pale 2-row that we're going to start with. And then we have 1 pound of crystal 10. So let me grab some of that for you guys. So this is what it looks like. So this is 5 pounds right here, and then I have pre-measured 3 pounds set aside. So we'll be doing good. How's everyone's day going? Hope you're having a great Sunday. Hope you had a great weekend. So what I do is a brew in a bag setup. So this is what I use here. I put all the hops in this big mesh bag, or not the hops, excuse me, all the grains in this big mesh bag. Drop it down in there and you steep it like tea is what you do. So you just let it steep for, I think we're letting it steep for about an hour. And during that time, I think I'm going to try to do some caster amulets. So 7.5 gallon strike at 165, target mash 150 degrees for 60 minutes. So that means I'm going to get that water, for anyone who's watching this, I'm going to get that water up to 165 degrees. I'm going to dump all the grains in there. And then from there, after I dump all the grains in, then you let it sit at hopefully 150 degrees for an hour, and that is the right temperature for all the sugars to be extracted from the malt. And once you do that, you're extracting all the flavors, all the sugars out of that grain. And then from there, you start boiling, and that's when you put in your hops. You put in, so like hops or anything else. Usually it's just hops in that step. And then we're going to transition after that. We're going to boil that down for a while. And after that, we got to transfer it to the brewing kettle. And but we got to cool it down first. That's the whole thing. If it's too hot, then when you try to let the yeast do its job and let it start fermenting, that yeast, if it's too hot, it'll be way too active and the stuff will just boil over and go crazy. Whereas if it's too low, it might be a little inactive. It gets too cold for those little yeasty beasties. So you got to get it to the right temperature that is good for that. I have a fermentation chamber out in the barn, so I got to. So once I get to that step, I'm probably just going to end stream, because honestly, all I have to do is walk way the hell out there to my barn, put it in a controlled environment, which is a sealed, it's just a big freezer is all it is. And I have it set to where it goes up to a certain temperature, and then the freezer kicks on just for a minute to drop it back down to 60. What do we have the fermentation set at? Let's see here. Cool to 68. Yeah, so 68 degrees, that's what I'm aiming for. So I actually just got out of bed a short time ago making some cream of wheat while I have my coffee. All right, G-Stacks, well, I'm glad you're having your coffee, bud. I got some beer cooling in the fridge right now because it's a rule that you cannot make beer. If you're making beer, you have to be having a beer as well, is what I'm getting at. So that's what I'm working on while we let this water warm up. I might turn on a fan in here too, because honestly, the excess gases from this, could give you a headache in here. So, beer, that's right. Hey, well, thanks for confirming, man. Yeah. So I might jump on so I can see you guys on my browser here instead of looking at my phone constantly. So let me know if anything changes, but I'm going to go here. Oh, much better. I can actually read the chat from here. So I wish I could expand this chat screen to be much larger, though. That's all right, though. Oh, pop out chat. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, we got it figured out. We got it figured out. All right, guys. So yeah, I mean, feel free to hang out, pop back in and out if you'd like. But as of right now, we're just waiting for water to boil. That's literally what we're doing right now. So it is all good if you gotta go. But welcome in. We are just warming this water right here. Pretty cool setup, right? Got the camera set up to where you can see what I'm doing inside of here. Ooh. A little bit of dog hair made it in there. So I'm going to check these angles one more time. Yeah, that looks perfect. That looks perfect. So initially I was going to link the ingredients list that you see on the right over there into like a Google Drive page, but when I was setting up the cameras and everything, I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. And when I was setting up the cameras, I was like, oh shoot, we'll just put the ingredients right on stream there. So that way everyone can see what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna mute the microphone just for a minute because I'm gonna mess with the garage door to make sure that that I'm getting plenty of airflow in here. I don't want to get a headache or something from the burn off from this stuff. So be just a second. I'm just gonna put you on mute. All right. Yeah, that fan's going to be making a lot of noise in the background, it looks like, so I might turn that off. All right, so I just need to get a temperature gauge to check out where I'm at with the water, because I don't really trust this one down here too much. I'll be right back. Your stream. All right, G-Stacks. Well, thanks, buddy. Uh-oh, did my stream crash? Nope, I think I'm good. Okay. All right, we're at 103, which, you know, is pretty darn close to what that little gauge says down there, so it's really not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna need a stirring spoon, my bag, yep, and we got the grains ready to go. Yeah, so honestly, guys, we're just chilling for now. We're just chilling. I'll read chat on my phone, I guess, because I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. So who else we got in here? I see a few people. Who else is lurking? Say hi. Yeah, so we got, for anyone joining in, let me know if you're watching, and I'll kind of give you a rundown of what we're doing. And yeah, if you have any questions about brewing or the steps to do it, just let me know, and I'll be happy to talk about it. It has been, let's see, 2 years. It's been 2 years since I brewed beer. Having a child just really made it difficult, but we're in a place now that that we can do it, or I can do it. So my wife's traveling out of town this weekend, so yeah, man, I got the time to do it. Let's do it. So yeah, and I'm just reading chat on my phone, guys, just because it's kind of weird the setup that I have going on here. So if you see me looking at my phone a lot, it's because that's how I'm reading chat. So. All right, we're climbing pretty quick, so we got to get to 165. That is our strike temperature, 165 degrees. We got 1 ounce of Cascade. We got the yeast. Yep, we got the cooling, fermentation, controlled environment, cleanup. Yeah, so we're going to target a very low IPU or IBU, which is referring to the bitterness of the beer. So when I'm doing that, the reason I'm going for a really low IBU beer is because I wanted to make a nice blonde ale to have during the summer. So, you know, just on these hot days that we get up here in Northern California, as G-Stacks knows, having that nice light beer after a long day, it is really nice. And I'm going to go check to see if I have some hops of my own I can use on this, because I think I might. So I'm still in here, guys. Yep, so I do have some hops I'm going to use, hops of my own from last year that I'll use. Yeah, so the internet access is, yeah. Yeah, man. So I think my internet is kind of tough to reach from all the way inside. I'm on Wi-Fi. So let me know if you have any issues. But Error, welcome in, man. Luckily you didn't miss anything. We're just literally watching water get warm. So yeah, man, that's all we got going on at the moment. That's all we got. Yep. No issues. Sweet, man. Yeah, I'm hoping that the jump from inside where my router is to out here in the garage isn't too much. I bought a a super long Wi-Fi cable but I figured I would just try this out because the connectivity is looking okay. Heating water stream, yeehaw! That's right, man. That's right. This is my big kettle. I actually got all this stuff on a really good deal on Facebook Marketplace during COVID, so it's pretty sweet. But yeah, man, I figure once we're letting this letting the grains steep, I might jump into Diablo and um, do some caster amulet crafting as well. It's a crafting day, crafting beer, crafting amulets, hanging out. It's a good Sunday. It's a good Sunday. So the beer name Air is Amazon Blonde, and on this one I'm gonna have a. So you'll see at the bottom of the screen, I have, or on the right side and towards the bottom, it has all the stats of what I'm kind of aiming for in terms of how bitter it is, alcohol content, everything like that. I just want a nice, easy drinker for the summertime. Brand I compare it to. You know, I don't know that I'm necessarily going for a comparison here. I'm kind of testing out some hops in this one that I think will just do well. But yeah, nothing I'm trying to mimic necessarily. I'm just going to go for a just a nice, easy drinker. A blonde ale is really easy to make because there's very little ingredients, and you just put a couple of hops in there, and then you're good to go. Hey, Melius, welcome in. Amazon Blonde. Yeah, thanks, Air. Appreciate that. Yeah. So I figure, you know, I have a Diablo 2 related channel. If I do stuff that's not necessarily Diablo, then I gotta tie it in somehow, right? But yeah, Melius, thank you for joining in. Eric, thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. We got just a little while longer until we're ready to put in the grain. So I was showing G stacks, and I'll show you. So this is right here. I think that's good. So this is the grains I'm putting in. It's a 2-row pale malt, and it's pre-milled because I don't have a milling machine here. So having this stuff pre-milled is definitely clutch. It's great. And then just to add a little color and character, I got some of this as well. So this is a crystal 15. So I was supposed to use a crystal 10, but I noticed this morning when I opened up the package from the brewing place, this is a 15, so it'll be a little darker than I was expecting, but you know, it'll be okay. So the color will be a little bit off, but I'm really not worried about it. I'm not like entering a competition to you know, have like the quintessential blonde ale. So I'm not too worried about it at all. And that crystal 15, like that 15L that you saw on there, is it basically gives you an idea of how roasted the grains are. So, you know, a crystal 10 is very lightly roasted. Crystal 20, 25, 30, so on and so forth. That the amount they roast the grains goes up, and the more like that dark kind of flavor, like what you'd get from like an Oktoberfest beer or like an amber or a brown ale, that's what they use, is this kind of stuff, and they just roast the grains more. It's a common misconception that darker beers are stronger, when it's really just not the case. It's just has to do with how much they roast the grain. Yeah, Melius, glad you can jump in too. Not sure I'm up for trying the Necromancer Stout. Yeah, dude, that's a great idea though. I should just do a whole line of craft brew Diablo themed beers. No, I'm just inventing shit here. So I just kind of came up with something that that I figured would translate well to a blonde ale. Like I was saying earlier, a blonde ale is really simple because you don't put a ton of grains in. I know about um, I know about how much grain to put in to get a certain percentage, and I use an app called Brewer's Friend. And that app, when I enter in my water temperature, my water amount, temperature, fermentation temp, yeast, hops, all that stuff, it spits out the stats for me of what this beer should be at the end. So, I just go in there and play around. And what I really like to do is I really like to go into local home brewing stores and just test out the hops. Like, because some places will have a few hops set out for you and you can kind of smell them and get an idea of like how bitter they are, because there's two main classes of hops. There's a bittering hop, and then there's also an aromatic hop. So one of them will give you that big bitter flavor in a beer, where the other one will be just more of something that you notice in the beer. It's like a very it could be a very strong smell, and you can kind of taste it, but it doesn't make the beer too bitter. And it has to do with the alpha acids. That's what they call it in hops, or alpha acids. And the higher that percentage is, the more it's going to bitter your beer. So when you taste it, you'll taste the difference. Yeah, the Druid Ale needs to have Raven droppings in it. Yeah, that's funny, man. That's awesome. Yeah, we need to come up with some good shit, though. So for the Paladin, maybe something like the Holy Grail Ale. How about that? Because it's the Holy Grail Ale. So that way it'll be like it's like a holy theme, because the Paladin Grail D2 Ale just works. Yeah, it just works. All right, and I'm ready for this water to be ready because it's starting to get hot in here. And I don't really want to turn on the fan. So I'm going to turn this up. Yeah, we'll turn that up just a little bit. Just to get the temperature spiked a little bit. Yeah, we got some bubbles starting to come up. And for you guys who weren't in here earlier, I'm doing a brew in a bag system. It kind of eliminates a lot of steps that other brewers do, and it's not as efficient, but it's damn close, and you don't have to have all the extra equipment to do it. So that's what I'm excited for. I don't like having to do extra steps for no reason. Like, sure, I might be able to get more out of my beer, but it has to do with efficiency, which is referring to how efficient you are with extracting grains from the beer. So if you put a little extra grains in there, then what's the difference, Like, maybe it's not as precise, but hey, I'm good with it. I'm good with being a little bit off on my starting and ending gravity. It's nice to be spot on when you can, but you don't always have to be, You don't always have to be. And like I said, guys, I'm popping on my phone, getting hammered. Oh, dude. Yeah. Hammered in. Yeah, I love it. That's a great idea. And like I was telling you guys earlier, I'm just popping on my phone to read chat, so I'm not ignoring you. This is just easier for me than trying to stare at my computer from across the garage. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, I love talking about this shit. So I grow my own hops. I grow my own hops at my house. This particular one, I needed to get a few different kinds for the flavor profile I'm kind of going for. So I don't necessarily have, you know, I'm not using 100% my own hops, but that's all good, you know. And I'm just going to look up right now real quick, because one of the hops that I have an abundance of is called a cluster hop. And I'm wondering the alpha acids on that, because if it's a bittering hop, then I don't want to use it in this. Yeah, so the cluster hop, I'm not going to make a last minute change and put this one in because it is a bittering hop, and for a blonde ale, I don't really want that. So I want something that's real easy to drink and tasty. Yeah, so the way you do it is you start by doing the mash, which is what we're doing right now. We're getting the water up to temperature, and then we're going to steep the grains. And then what I have to do is let it ferment for 2 weeks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to brew the beer. I'm going to transfer it to a kettle, which I'll show you right now. I'm going to transfer it to a kettle, which is this. And then from there, I'm going to let it sit in a chamber at a controlled temperature for 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks, what's going to happen is the beer, it ferments. It takes all the sugars that are inside of it and converts them to alcohol. So that's what it does. And then there's some remaining yeast left over that hasn't been used. And what you do is you add sugar to the fermented beer, and then you bottle it. And so that's from 2 weeks from now. And when you do that, the remaining yeast eats up that sugar and creates more alcohol, but the byproduct is CO2, which is how beer gets fizzy. It's what you know is like carbonated. So that's kind of the process. And after you bottle it, you let it condition for 2 more weeks. So in about a month from now, I'll have drinkable beer. And the amount of beers I get from this is going to be a 5-gallon kit. So roughly 40. Yeah. And let me check here. So we have 12-ounce bottles. We're going to have 640. Okay, so 640 ounces divided by 12 comes out to 53 bottles, but there's always some waste. So your yielded amount of beers, so like on paper I should have 53, but when you account for your actual yield, it goes about 5 to 10 bottles. So I should, you know, depending on how much this ends up being, I should have about 48 beers actually on this one. So I'll have plenty for 12-ounce bottles. But I'll also do some big bottles, some like 20-ounce bottles that I have, just because I like to share it, and it's a lot less bottling for me. But in terms of how many like standard beer bottles, it'll be about 48. Yeah, 3 flawless sugars, press transmute, and you get 1 perfect alcohol. That's exactly right, man. And the byproduct is carbonation. All right, so we're getting really close now. So I need to get to 165. And right now I am at 155. So we got just a little bit more time getting this up to temperature. And once we do, then we're adding in the grains and we're fucking going. And once I do that, I'm going to decide whether to craft some amulets or kick back with you guys and have a beer. We'll figure it out. But yeah, the water's looking good. We are doing really well. Yeah, we're doing really well. So I was going to do music on this stream like I did yesterday, and I'm going to blame Sir Fox on this. He gave me some website to use, and I got a copyright strike yesterday on my stream, which really sucked. Using that website that he'd shared with me, I'm not sure if I need to go to a different area on that website to not get a copyright strike, but that's all right. It's not like I'm monetized yet anyways, but that kind of stuff will make it harder to get monetized. So need to figure that out. Yep, so we are almost there. Let me check. You know, that angle just really isn't bad, huh? To look inside the kettle like that, that's pretty cool. Then you see my fun stuff over here. This is the fun corner. We got wakeboard, knee board, some backpacking stuff. It's a good time. Never trust a fox. Yep. Modern Foxer. I blame him. I do. What can I say? I probably should post on Discord that I'm doing this as well. So let me do that really quick while the water's still warming up. So copy link, Discord, announcements, okay. Just gonna text my wife really quick. Sweet. Yeah, you know what, Error, you're right. It's definitely Brian's fault. It is definitely Brian's fault. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Got 161. Let's stir this thing up and see if anything changes. I like to stir it because it doesn't always show the exact temperature down there. So 162, we're almost there, boys. So with the grains that I get from doing this, I actually give them to my horses, and they love it. I'm a watching the water boil type of guy, so this stream is right up my alley. Oh shit, man, that's funny. Yeah, well, you're in for a treat today, Error, because that's a lot of what we're going to be doing today. That is a lot of it. $164. 163, 167. Yeah, we're really close. So, all right, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. All right, so this is the fun part. One of the many fun parts. So as I was explaining earlier, I do a brew in the bag setup. So what you do is you grab this mesh bag. We're gonna put it down, put it down. Try not to melt anything. And this part can get a little tricky. So make sure I don't have any flame down there. All right, no flame, so we're good. So I'm gonna start right now with 3 pounds of my pale 2-row malt. All right. So you put that in, and one of the things you want to make sure doesn't happen when you do this is you don't want these grains to ball up on you. Because what ends up happening is that these grains like to do these big masses, like a lump, kind of like if you make like G-Stacks, if you're still watching, earlier when you're making oatmeal or cream of wheat, you can kind of get those grains balled up. So you just kind of mix it up as you go, and it prevents those grains from balling up on you and not extracting the sugars the way you want it to. You just nice and easy pour this in. And the more grains you do, the more sugar you get, the more sugar you extract, right? Which, generally speaking, at the end of your brew will end up giving you a higher alcohol percentage. So on this one, I'm aiming for about 5%. So I don't want a ton of grains. I don't want to have this beer really mess me up, so to speak, you know? Okay, so I'm going to mix that up, and that's all of my pale 2-row. Okay, and then we're going to get, where'd that crystal, there it is. And then we're going to get 1 pound of crystal, which is an American malt. Here you go. And that's going to give it some color. More color than I really wanted, but it's okay. So now I'm just going to pull this up and check out the grains. So what I'm doing right now is just double checking that I don't have any of those grain balls down there just sitting in there. So here we go. Here we go. And the important part at this step, at this stage, is to make sure that 1, you don't have any grain balls, and 2, there's one right there, and 2, that you maintain a good temperature. So that part is really important. You want to maintain a good temperature so that the sugars are extracting from the grain. Nope, there's another one right there, another grain ball. And when I was kind of stirring the grains as I was going, that just kind of helps prevent them from forming. But there's one right there. You just kind of wiggle it around and get it out. So there we go. There's another one. And it just breaks it up. So all this stuff is extracting. And I got to be careful not to tear my bag too. So what time is it right now? 10:30. We'll say 10:35 is when I started. And it's a bit windy today, so I want to leave the lid on so no hairs get in there or any nasties. And let's see what our temperature is looking like. We're at 160. So that's going to continue to drop for a little bit as the temperature of the grains and the water um, kind of react with each other and stabilize. So that's okay. We're a little high right now, but we'll call it 1035. Hey, Duck, welcome in. Yep. So if you liked watching the water warm up, then you'll love this part. You're just staring at a kettle. I'm kidding. All right. I'm going to keep an eye on that, and let's do some crafting, maybe crafting amulets. So hopefully this will work. Bear with me for just a moment. Yeah, and if this ends up not working, then it's okay. But let's check it out. Okay, so I'm going to go to scene collection. Oh. All right, thank you for letting me know. That should be better. You're not deaf. I'm just stupid. Not quite a pro streamer yet, boys. But we're getting there. We are getting there. So Thrim, welcome in. If you can hear me now, welcome in, buddy. We are going to do some crafter amulets, or caster amulets. And here we go. And we'll jump back to brewing in just a moment. Crossed this one off my grail about an hour ago. Not bad, huh? Game sound is okay, but your microphone is not working. Hopefully it's working now. Yeah, I see what you mean by the connectivity issues. Give me a moment, guys. Let me go see if I can figure this out. So hang tight. I will be right back. Hopefully this will work. Okay, hang tight. Okay, why is it not working? I'm sorry, fellas. Trying to figure this out. Okay, so that is working now. So, oops. So I'm going to run a cable from my garage to my Wi-Fi router, and hopefully that will fix the connectivity issues. I didn't think I was going to need this, but it seems like I probably do. Okay, hang tight, guys. I will be right back, and hopefully this will be fixed. All right, let's see if this works better. Do need to pay attention to my beer too. So let's check this out. All right, I think I'm working. Please let me know if the stream looks better to you. Hey, Christoph. Hey, would you guys mind letting me know if the stream is looking pretty good to you? Because I think we're good now. I do. So hopefully that is the case, and maybe I can jump back to Diablo. So hopefully this is a lot better. All right, so I'm just cleaning up my stash really quick, and then we'll get to these caster amulets. I think we're good now, but please, again, someone in chat, if you can hear me, just let me know. Because as of right now, I'm not sure if the stream crashed or anything. Looks good for you? Okay. Thank you, Christoph, and welcome in. We got the beer just steeping. I'm steeping the grains at the moment. So that is what we're doing, and we have a little bit of time to kill, so I'm going to go ahead and make some caster amulets. I've only made like 2 caster amulets since I've started my new account, and I've been itching to do this. I've been really itching to do this. So Crescent Moon, Hell Rune. Okay, so let's go. So what's first? Probably Jewel Craft. We'll do Perfect Amethyst first. Irene, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you, Irene. Lagging is back. Ah. I wonder if it's the game. If it's the game, we can't really do this, you know what I mean? The stream looks okay to me from my end, but you guys would know better. Maybe I'll do 2 of these. Okay. Stream's perfect for you, DP. Thank you, buddy. And welcome in. Yeah, we're doing good. I probably should check on this a bit more than I am. But let's see. 152, that is gorgeous. That is perfect. Oh. Sorry about that noise. That was my spoon. So I need to go wash that now. I'm sorry. Must be washed. I'll be back with a clean spoon. Hey, thank you, DP. Okay, so now I'm looking for Jewel Craft 1. Jewel's Crafting. Okay, that's what it's called. All right, so we'll go in here. And I can already tell that I won't be able to do all of these. So we'll just do one page of each. So we'll go there. Go to Ral. Runes Ral. Where are those? Here we go. Go here. And then we need Caster Amulet or Crafting Amulet, I think is how I have it labeled. Craft Amu. Yeah, that is strange, Threw. I'm sorry you're experiencing that. Hopefully not everybody is. That would be unfortunate to say the least. All right, let's go back to this. And go so 3 lines maybe. Yep, 3 lines. All right, so first one, passive magic. Nah. Two to summoning skills. 7 FCR. Yeah, not really a keeper though, huh? So I guess these rare ones don't work. I guess I didn't realize that. One to Druid, 5 caster. Nope. For which one, DP? What are we talking about? 2 to martial arts, 5 faster cast rate, 14 to strength, 20 to mana. If only that was a bit higher on the faster cast rate, because that would be nice. I'll hold on to it just in case, but I don't think it's useful to me. All right, let's do this. Lightning skills, 6 FCR, and a bunch of garbage. Okay, how did I end up with... Oh, I see. I see what I did. 5, nah, nothing. Druid, nothing. Seven FCR, nothing. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4 more of each of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 2, 3, and 4. Trash. 2, 3, 4. 1 to assassin. Yeah. 1 to masteries. 18%. 1 to Amazon. Yeah, another trash one. Okay, so it looks like we need to do 2 rows of everything. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so that should do it. Summoning skills, 5. The res looks pretty cool, but yeah, not really a good one. 65 on the mana on that one. Whoa, 19% faster cast rate. I might hold on to that in case I really need some FCR. So where are we going to put these? Up here? Yep. Two to paladin skills, 9% faster cast rate. Dang, man. And the rest is not something I really care about, but it might be useful. I'm going to hold on to it just in case. And we got about 20 more minutes on the brewing there. 2 to war cries, and then a whole lot of nothing on the rest. 8%. I think, yeah, barbarian is same as a sorceress, so I don't think the 8% will really help. Beast Heart. 58 to life, 24%. And if that was a 2, that would be a nice one. If that was a 2, 9. But I'll probably throw it away, but I'm going to hold on to it for now. 2 to offensive auras. Nothing there. One, 8. Nope. Okay. Let's keep going. Five FCR with 250 FCR offhand. Yeah, still not a fantastic amulet, but it'll work. 1 to assassin skills, 16 dex, 18 mana, 8 FCR, all res 16. Yeah, I will never use that. I don't think I'll ever use that. Yeah. 59 to life, all res 14, 9% faster cast rate. If only that was 2 to skills. Man. Oh, 1 to paladin, 19% faster cast rate. Man. Yeah, it's not very good. It just isn't, but I'm gonna hold on to it. 1 to curses, 18% FCR. Rest is trash. Yeah, that one's no good. 18 to strength, 5%. 1 to barbarian. Yeah, 8% faster cast rate, no good. 2 to sorceress skills, 5% faster cast rate, energy and mana, cold res 20, fire res 40. That might be good for my fire. I'm running full tells. But that might be okay. Because you got to get to 105. If I have 100, that might work. That might work for something. One to necro skills, 6 FCR. Yeah, not so much on that one either. Okay. So I ended up with some extras over here, it looks like. What am I doing? 2 to barbarian skills, 6 FCR. The rest, nothing. War cries, 7 FCR, 8 mana stolen per hit. Not helpful on a FCR one. Yeah, a whole lot of stats on this one. Two to necro skills, 5 FCR, 23 mana, and the rest is garbage. 2 to lightning skills, 9% FCR, 100 to mana, cold res 35. Ah, that's so close to being good. That is so close, but maybe I'll use it. Maybe? Uh-oh. Ten FCR, 18 strength, fire res 38. Man. 26 life, 18 mana. Maybe I'll use them. Likely never will, but maybe. So, can do one more, it looks like. Two to barbarian skills, 5 FCR, 20 strength, 4 life, 20 mana, fire res 15. That might work. Yeah. There's a lot of maybes so far. There's nothing where I'm looking at it going, oh yeah, that's an upgrade. That is not happening yet. So, okay. I have to clean this up because I didn't do this right. How did I end up with so many more of these? We'll do the Rals next. Okay, so let's go get some Ral runes. All right, we got the Rals. Get the amulets and then the jewels. All right, got the amulets. Next will be the jewels. And hopefully the stream is evened out for you, everybody. Sorry for the technical issues. Streaming from my garage has left me with some technical issues, I guess you could say. All right, I think that's everything. All right, let's get to crafting. Nope. Nope. No good. No good. $17. Guess just in case I ever need to make up FCR. Poison and bone. One to masteries, 8 mana, 21%. Yeah. Two to assassin skills, 7 FCR, 76 mana. Regen 10, poison resist 7. That might work. It's another one of those maybes. All right, let's keep going. 26 to strength. Two to necromancer skills, 10 FCR, 15 mana, poison res 26. Think that would be useful to me. And nope. Yeah, so Thrim, what are you up to today? You just kicking back? What is everyone up to this fine Sunday? For Irene, I think it's already Monday. All right, check my beer. Yep, still looking good. We still got about 15 more minutes on this, and then we'll get back to brewing. A lot of masteries. Why does that keep coming up? It's so bizarre. 2 to curses. Okay. 2 to sorcerer skills, 8 FCR, 19 mana, 14 all res, and then 13 lightning res on top of that. That maybe will be useful. Go back to the maybes. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. CS runs over and over. Yeah, are you on ladder, Thrim? 5 foot 6 inches. Two to elemental skills, 5 FCR. No. Nope, nope, nope. Two to Amazon, 8 FCR, 8 mana stolen per hit. Poison res 24 with some dexterity. That actually might not be bad for a Javazon. That might not be bad. With the mana stolen per hit. All res 18, 9 FCR, 1 to skill though. I just don't think I'll use it really, but I have a hard time letting it go. That one I can let go. Kept a lot of rare amulets, I guess. Amazon, 10 FCR. Trash. Trash that one. Trash that one. Easy decision. Two to combat skills, 9 FCR, mana. Yeah. Still no good. Summoning skills. Yeah, so Duck, if you're still in here, I actually have a really nice amulet for you. It's decent, you know, overall. Oh, why not 2 to skills there? Dang it. So when you're back on ladder, buddy, I'll give that to you. I can't remember exactly what it is, but no doubt it'll be useful to you for a little while. Still, not another... That one won't work. Assassin. No. Okay. So... I am lacking on amulets. I'm all sorts of out of whack here because didn't realize that the rare ones didn't work. I thought rare amulets would work in here. Oh, this is just going to mess everything up, though. So we'll just do 2 lines of each to get rebalanced. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, it's driving me nuts that that nothing is balanced right now. So I'm just going to do this really quick to where we're all balanced out. And amulets. There's a Talrasha sitting in here. Irene, that's for you. All right, so if we do 4 lines of everything, that'll be evened out. So let's do that. Jewels. Rows and amulets. Oh no, I already did amulets. What am I lacking? More amethysts. All right, let's get back to crafting. And after this session, we'll get back to brewing because we're ready. Just about. All right, I really need to figure this out. All right, we'll just roll with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. That's exactly right, DP. Shout out to Little Amethyst. Two to cold skills, 8 FCR. Ah. Nope. Summoning skills, 40 to mana. Nope. Okay, we need more of these. 2. Shit. Shape-shifting skills, 9%, 20 dex, 3 life. Nah. 2 to lightning skills, 6 FCR. Nope. Martial arts, strength. $10 FCR. Yeah, nothing there either. So I need one more amulet. And 2, 3 of those. All right, what time do we got? 11:32. Yeah, we still have time. No good. All right, 2 to Necro skill level, 7 FCR, 18 mana, 18 all res, and 15 extra onto the lightning. Again, not bad, but not great. Yeah, Amazon Blonde, Thrin, we're going to get right back to it here. I'll show you my setup here. Ooh, with teleport charges, that's interesting. Only 5 FCR, though. Yeah, let me just get through these and we'll get back to it. We'll get back to brewing. And you'll have my recipe on there too. You'll be able to see everything. Dang, man. Shape-shifting, 5 FCR, no good. Offensive auras. Only 1 skill. No skills on that one. 1 to pally skills, the rest is trash. 7 FCR, 19 dex, rest is trash. No good. Yeah, the problem with these is a lot of times I'll look at the amulet and think, no, that's useful, but I'll never use it. Okay, here we go. 2 to skills, 8 FCR, 19 mana, 36 extra gold, and a insane 5 late radius. All right. Okay, no good there. No good there. No good there. Okay, and tell you what, guys, this is going to still take me a little bit of time. So let me get out of here and get back to... Okay. Now, hopefully we're good. Yes, we're back. Okay. So here's kind of a cool step. You guys will like this. So I'm just mixing this up, making sure we're all extracted. Okay. So here we go. What I'm going to do here is we're going to take this bag and we're going to lift it up and let all of the extracted sugars drip out of the grains. And I'm going to squeeze the bag too. And can you guys hear me just fine doing this right now? Hopefully you do. Okay. Oops, forgot something. Drop this down. There's plenty of amulets to craft later. Right now, we're crafting beer. And this is so bizarre for me to see this color in here because I usually don't do beers this light. Okay. Sorry if it's a little loud, everybody. All right, I'm a little off center. There we go. Okay, so I'm just letting this drain out of the bag here, and let me get this a little bit more like that so you can see what I'm up to. And while this is going on, we're going to bring that temperature back up. We're going to get the flame back on because we want to bring this water up to a boil. So Thrim, you should be able to see numbers look like densities. What is original and final gravity? Okay, so that is a really good question, DP. So the original gravity measures essentially like the density of the liquid. So that means all the different particles that are in there. And what you're doing is you're measuring, sorry, I'm going to try to talk while I'm doing this. You're measuring the density of this liquid, the weight of the area, so to speak. And what you do is after you ferment the beer, a lot of the sugars are, the sugar is converted to alcohol and the byproduct is CO2. And through that byproduct, which is the gas, you essentially get a lighter density in the beer because of that process of fermentation. And you take the original density, which is the original gravity, and then the ending gravity, which is after fermentation, and then you can do a calculation on that and see what your alcohol percentage is. So I'm going to do an original gravity measurement here in just one moment, and that'll give me my starting density of this liquid to see if I'm on track. So that kind of tells you if your original gravity is too, if it's too low, then you didn't extract enough grains. If it's too high, then you need to add more water. Or you can just do nothing, which is likely what I'm going to do, is just nothing. But I'll measure it anyways. Okay. So I'm just extracting every little bit of water out of this thing that I can get. Some people smash it down on a tray, but I find doing this is just fine. Some people will get like a barbecue grate and put it right on top of this and just smash it down. But I like to work this big old sack. Don't clip that. Yeah, so hopefully that explained it for you, buddy. Essentially, it's just measuring the density of the liquid. Okay, I think those are just about as much as I'm going to get out of that. So bear with me. I'm going to let that cool off and I'm going to give it to the horses. Take this thing down. Vodka is the product of Mendelev's PhD thesis. Bulgarian hasn't read this works. Oh, that's funny. And how is the live stream for everybody? Has it been better? I hope it has been. So it's a little hard for you guys to see, but that stuff is really moving in there right now. I'm gonna go grab my hops that we're gonna do for the next step, which is gonna be, let's see here, Cascade. So at 60 minutes is referring to the start of the boil. You always start at the top and work your way down. That's how all brewers do it anyway. So like when it says at 60 minutes, that doesn't mean that 60 minutes from now I'm gonna do it. It means at the start, we're starting at 60 minutes and then going 59 minutes, 58, right? So at 60 minutes, which is right when this starts boiling, is when I'm going to put in 1 ounce of Cascade. And then right at the end of the boil, I'm going to put in 1 ounce of East Kent Golding. And then we're just going to let it boil. And then we're going to cool it down. Not a single hiccup on your end. Awesome, man. Well, hopefully that's the case for everybody. So let me go grab my hops. I'll be right back. Okay, we got our hops. And let's turn that up. Relax, buddy. Sir Fox, welcome in, buddy. We got the craft brew stream, dude. Good to see you. And so you notice the shirt, Oktoberfest, Sierra Nevada. And this is what is on the menu today for myself. All right, let's see. Crafting amulets and beer at the same time. Any good jewels? No, sir. No good jewels. Unfortunately. Nothing yet, but you know, this is what it's all about right now, is some craft brew. So I'm just gonna sit back with you guys and wait for this to start boiling. So yeah, cheers everybody. Okay, Sir Fox, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, but I just got done horribly explaining it to DP. Don't go back. I'll do it right now. Okay. So the original gravity of beer is basically, if you can see in here, you see how it's like a brownish color. That's all the different sugars and all the different extracts in the beer that I just got done doing. So I basically just extracted a bunch of sugar from grains for the last hour, kind of like when you're making tea, how you let that tea bag steep. You do the same thing with this. But for this, you're taking those grains and extracting the sugars from them. And when you do that, the density of the water changes because it's not just water now, there's different ingredients in there. So now you have remnants from grains, you have sugars from the grain, and any other thing that you're extracting from them. So that goes up, right? And no, it's all good, man. So it's going to be more than 10 seconds through him. Sorry. So when you have that density, you measure it and you get to your original gravity. And with that reading, you know how dense that liquid is. The next step is letting the beer ferment. So you let it ferment for 2 weeks. All those sugars, through the work of the yeast, are going to turn into alcohol and CO2. And so the density of that of this mash here will change because you're converting sugars to alcohols and there's a byproduct. So stuff is leaving the chamber as you're brewing. So once you have that number, you take the final gravity and you measure that. And between those two different numbers, that'll give you your alcohol percentage in that beer. So when you're looking at, and I don't know the calculation, but when you're looking at the original gravity and the final gravity, that should yield 4.93% alcohol. And there's a equation out there. I don't know it, but if you enter that stuff in, all these sites will tell you. ABV is obviously going to be alcohol by volume. And then the IBU is the international bitter units. So that's like how bitter the beer is. So hopefully that gave you a good explanation, buddy. We'll have to put a timestamp down on that because I don't know if I want to explain it again. But all good, brother. So, Fox, if you would have joined in my stream last night for a little bit, you would have saw that I got an Astrians on ladder, second day. So I got an Astrions, I got a Mal, a Gull, a Monarch. I got a lot of shit yesterday. It was great. I used JSP to convert the Mal and the Gull into Viper Magi and Train Gloves, so that was good. No, the roll was just absolute garbage. It was a 2 to combat skills. But with that being said, it still might be a good weapon for G-Stacks. G-Stacks, if you're still watching, buddy, you can have that Asterons if you want it. It's a 2 to combat skills, and the rest were like mid rolls on the other ones. But still, man, it's only the second one I ever found. I had like 60% magic find. I was just running a Terror Zone looking for a white Monarch. So stupid. Okay, so we are 180. Let's see what we got here. So we got about 30 degrees to go, and we'll be boiling. And once that happens, then the timer sets over again. And just so you guys know, I'm on my phone looking at chat. So, but yeah, I'll post it in Discord. Oh, you know what happened this morning too? This was really funny on ladder. So this morning, I had found another white Monarch. And I really wanted a Lem so I could make treachery for my mercenary. So what I did was I made a game called White Monarch for Lem, because they're going for about a pull rune right now. I figured it'd be traded. And I made the game and I figured, hey, you know what? I haven't done my Hell Forge quest yet. So I jumped over to the Forge, and what dropped? A Lem. And then I really wanted a 3-socketed helm so I could make Cure for my mercenary. So I just traded the Monarch for that because I wanted to get it done. And I'm sure that person was happy about that. Yeah, no problem, Sir Fox. Do you plan on streaming today? Yeah, the good old Lem spawned, exactly. How about you, man? You plan on streaming today? Stop paying him any attention, Mike. Dude's looking for an excuse to skip LK. Oh, that's funny. All right, do you guys see the color of up here change? A lot more bubbles are starting to come up. So that means we are really close to boiling, or getting closer anyhow. Give this a stir, make sure nothing is getting scorched at the bottom there. Yeah, temperature jumped up to about 190. Just got home from a long day in the sun, and friends and their kids. Oh, man. Yeah, 9 p.m. where you're at? Yeah, I get it, man. Well, hopefully you can hang out for a little bit. I'll be doing some more amulets. Or at least I should be. This will be boiling, though, and I'll be standing right next to it, so I don't know if I really want to do that. How do you like the setup, though? With the camera up here, looking down, the camera right here. What do you think about that? You like it? And Sir Fox, you are a mod, so if you want to ban DP, you can. I'm kidding, DP. I'm kidding. Yeah, so we're looking good. We're on a good roll here. I'm just chilling right now. While this is boiling, I will need to sanitize some equipment. I'll need to sanitize my transfer tube, this. What else? Don't need to sanitize that. Okay. That's actually a good thing to be doing right now. So I'm going to do that. So this right here is the sanitizer I use for getting all my stuff safe. It's good for, it's just fine for beer. It doesn't leave any aftertaste. So this one is going to be, let me see how much I need to use. It's been 2 years since I brewed beer, man. 2 years. One ounce per 5 gallons of tap water. Okay, so that's easy. All right. Opening up the garage might make a lot of noise, so I'm going to just mute it just for a second. So 1 moment. All right, we're almost at 200 degrees here, so that's good. Let's get this thing on too, if I can figure it out. You guys can watch and laugh at me struggling with this. This is too tight. This is too tight. Okay. So that's right where we want it. So we'll take these off for now. Wrap it around here. Makes it a lot easier later when you got to do this again. All right, so I'm gonna go get some sanitizer ready. Get this going. Yeah, it has to boil for 1 hour. Hey, Wicked, welcome in. Yeah, I'm doing a craft brewing stream right now. Just gambled a 10 FCR, 10 strength, 52 mana. Wow, man. Nice. Gambling through Hero Editor. Oh God, you thought I was gonna wear that? Woo, it's getting spicy in here. It's getting spicy. Where are we at? 200. So we got about 10 more degrees to go. I'm gonna go get this stuff sanitized really quick because I'm running out of time. So let's set this stuff down. Need the sanitizer, come on. All right, so this is, it's been 2 years, guys. It's been 2 years, so this has taken me a lot longer to remember than I thought I would, but it's all good. So we'll get this right there. Screw that on. All right. So that's on. That's good. We're almost there. So here's a 1/2 ounce. There's 1 ounce. And just a little more because this is a 10-gallon thing. There we go. I'll be right back. Hey, Frank, welcome in. Yep, we're making an Amazon blonde, excuse me. Meticulous sanitation is a very important part of the processing. That's right. Yes, it is. You don't want to ruin a batch of beer because you didn't sanitize something. Yeah, we're starting to look really good. Yep, we're just a few degrees away. All right, so this is what I do. I get a bunch of sanitized water in here, just like that. And then I like to sanitize the cooling mechanism too. And I'll show you guys that in just a sec. So this is what I use to cool the liquid. So I hook up a garden hose right here and then put another one right here and let it spray out. And that just keeps cool water circulating in there when I need to cool this down. But I do need to sanitize this portion of this when we get to that step, which will be in about an hour. But for now, we are sanitizing this. Close this up. Get it out of the way. All right, we're getting real close to boiling, boys. It's the love of the process. That's exactly right, buddy. That's exactly right. How much money do you save making it yourself? Well, with all the video equipment I bought to do this stream, I'm not saving any money. But in all honesty, let's see how much this stuff costs. I grow my own hops at my house, so it doesn't cost me much there. The grains were about 20 bucks. So let's see, $20. I get about 48 beers out of this. I would guess that over the course of 48 beers, after you buy all the sanitary equipment, all this equipment, you know, but for just the raw supplies to make this, like just the grains, just the hops and stuff, it probably saves me $50 for 48 beers, so $1 a beer for a really cheap one. Am I muted? Video quality is awesome, but... Oh, I see what you said. Okay, I got it. So let's see here. So, I don't know, 50 bucks, you know, $1 or $2 a beer, but you get your own beer, you know, and it's a fun hobby to do if you have the space for it and you can do it. So, let's see. Spend way more than if you simply want the same quality of the store. Yeah, I mean, to an extent, DP, but I do grow my own hops, and I really love growing them. And they're so established now that all it takes is water, and I don't pay for water where I'm at. So it's basically free. It's just time, you know? Yeah. Yeah, and I have a really nice homebrew shop here in town that sells stuff for cheap. So, yeah, I'm all good on my end. All right, we're almost to the boiling stage. Let's see if I can turn this up and get it going. We're just about 1 degree away. Yeah, we're at, on my gauge here, it says I'm 210, so I'm just 2 degrees away. So we should start boiling here really quick. There we go. All right, so this is where boilovers can happen. I always put a little lactic acid in here just to help out. There we go. All right, we're boiling. So I have 1 ounce of my own hops that I'll put in here right now. There we go. Like I said, this is right when boilovers can happen really easily. So you have to be really careful. Mix those hops in. So that was 1 ounce of Cascade. So that's at 60 minutes. which is 12:13. So we'll be boiling this until 1:13. All right. Like buying a lawnmower, eventually you'll start to save. Yep, exactly. Exactly, Frank. All right, so this is the hop that I bought. I know I put East Kent Golding down as the hop there on my stream, but this is what I actually have for my aromatic hop, which is a Hallertau Mittelfrüh. I don't know how to say that, but that's what it is right there. I don't know how to say that, but let's open these up and smell them. It's a German hop. Let's open them up and see what they're all about. Okay, didn't lose any hops. We're good. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay. And while this is boiling, I'm going to go grab, because I think we're stable right now. Let's see here. I'm just catching up on chat. Decided to get some rest. Tired using technology. It's confirmed Fox is a simp for Justin Bieber. So tell you what I'm going to do. The boiling is stabilized at this point. So I'm going to go grab a hop off of one of my plants right now because they're all producing them, and I'll show them to you guys because you might enjoy that. Let me just get this. Maybe it's not stabilized. One sec. Okay, that looks good to me. I'll be right back, guys. I'll grab you a hop off of one of my hop plants and show you what it looks like. All right, so I just ran out and grabbed some hops off my plant. That's what they look like. So what gives them flavor to the beer is this stuff inside, and I'll show you really quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on stream, but if you're able to see it, there's some let me drop this down a little bit. Maybe right there. There's some little yellow glands in there. And what those are lupulin glands. And that's what gives flavor to beer. That's what determines what the alpha acid content is, how bitter beer is going to be, what kind of smell comes from the hops. Not so much the leaves, but those glands in particular are what does it. So, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, that's essentially what these things do. And I just plucked that off one of my hop plants right now. So there it goes. Does my wife drink beer? Yes, she does. And she especially likes my beer. She doesn't drink beer very often. She's more of a wine drinker, but she does like beer every now and again. Yeah, how do you manage to keep this in order at that huge properties? I am the helper. DP, I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. Yeah. I got timers on everything. We have a shit ton of tomato plants and trees and grapes and, squash and peppers, flowers, just apple trees, We got a lot of stuff at our house. So, yeah, I just have to essentially wake up really early. And when I get home, we work until about 9 p.m. And then we have about an hour together where she and I will watch a movie or hang out and stuff. But yeah, managing this property and having a baby can be really tough sometimes. Oh, you guys can't see me. I'm sorry. But get this off so you guys can see that. But this is what it looks like at the moment. But yeah, at times it can be tough. It can be tough managing all this, and then me doing this streaming thing has been pretty crazy. Yeah, so Frank, the plant is actually really fun. Like, if you're in an area that can grow hops, I recommend it, but they do grow like weeds. So hops are really cool because all you need is the rhizome, just a little root, and you stick that in the ground. And the first year that you do it, it'll grow. It'll grow like crazy. But the first year, the plant doesn't really mature. So those little lupulin glands that I was just showing you in the hop, they don't fully mature. So you can't really use those hops to brew beer. But the second year when they come back, that's when you can start using it. But they are insane to watch grow. Hops are so cool because like this time of year, my hops will be growing a foot a day. Like, I'll go out in the morning and water them and check them for weeds and like fertilize them. And by the afternoon when I come back, they'll be a foot taller. And hops are, I'm sure you've all heard of like a vine, like a grapevine, So hops are a vine with a B. And what they have are little abrasive hairs, I guess you can call them, that come off the vine itself, or the vine. And they grab onto stuff, and that's how they climb up something, as they loop around. And they have little hop heads on them, little shooter heads, they call them. Oh, hold on one sec. Boiling a little too hot. Okay, so anyways, the hops have little shooter heads on them. And what that does is they follow the sun. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, the sun will come up to the east and go around north and set in the west, right? So that hop head will follow the sun. That's how you train those things to climb up a vine, is they follow the sun. So that little head will look at the sun as it goes up and around, and then eventually the sun will rise back over here and it'll just wind its way up. And a normal hop likes to go up about 18 feet. And but the poles that I have in my backyard are 14. So they're a little bit shorter, but with 14 feet, it gives me enough of a yield to brew my own beer. And it also gives me the ability to, what am I trying to say? Trim and manage them at 14 feet, because at 18 feet, you need like a specialty ladder. And honestly, I just don't want to be on a ladder that high up in the air. So that's what I do. Oh, thank you, Sir Fox. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do try to work pretty hard. Wow, nature, and how fun, or how much does a single plant yield? Okay, so that's kind of a follow-up to what I was just saying. So a single plant, I think, yields about a pound of dry hops, which is quite a lot. It's a pound of dry hops is quite a bit of hops. So for reference, I'll show you what 2 ounces of dried hops looks like vacuum sealed. One sec. So this right here, and YouTube, this is not weed. It's not weed, it's hops. This is 2 ounces of dried vacuum sealed hops. That's what it looks like in a freezer bag. So I get about 8 of these in one, from one hop plant. So all in all, I'll get, let's see, I'll get 24 bags like this in a year. And I do keep in touch with my local homebrew community, and I actually give away my hops, and people love using them. My one of our local brewing companies has used some of my hops in one of their beers, and it made me super proud. It was really cool. All right, you boys want to see some caster crafting? Because I think I can do that. It's called heliotropism. Yeah. So Frank, how much did I use for this batch? I'm only using 2 ounces in this beer. So, and the reason for that is I don't want a super bitter beer. I want a beer that is really light for the summertime. It just tastes good. But, and Baff, welcome in, buddy. Yeah, let's do some, hopefully it won't crash my stream, but let me try to get this back up and running. We'll do some caster amulets. And I think I started boiling at 12:13. Hopefully that is the case, 12:13. Okay. Let's go back to OBS and let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah, 350 beers per plant if I'm using that small of an amount of hops, for sure. Yeah. Okay, I think we are in. Let me just check the microphone to make sure it's working, because last time it wasn't. Yeah. All right, we're good to go. Turn that down. All right, let's pick up where we left off. Ten FCR, teleport charges. Level 73 though. For some niche builds where you're not using Enigma, that might be a really nice thing to have. Like maybe on a Trav Barb, like what you're doing right now, Sir Fox, maybe that would be a good thing to have so you can wear, I know the strength is nice on Enigma, but it'd be nice to wear Fort. Fort does cold damage though, huh? One to summoning, no good. Combat skills, 6 strength, no good. Yeah, but in some beers I'll use like, for the same amount of beer that I get, Frank, out of like a 5-gallon kit, I'll use like 6 to 8 ounces of hops. So it really depends on the type of beer, how much you can use your own hops to do it. But yeah. All right, so 2 to barb skills, 9 FCR, 6 mana. It's not a bad one. I just don't know if I'll ever use it. No good. 2, 8. All resistance is 20. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, it's the game? The game is making it lag? Shoot, sorry guys. Let me try something here. Maybe that'll help. But take a look at this. I don't know the Amazon breakpoints, but that actually might be a pretty good amulet. What do you guys think? Nine FCR. Nine FCR, 20 to strength. No good. 2 to elemental skills, fire res. Yeah. Two, 8, 29 lightning res, 11% magic. Yeah, it's not terrible, but we'll hold on to it. It's not great either. Ah, why do I keep doing that? 210 with nothing. Still might be useful at some point. I'll check it out. Two to masteries. 20. Yeah. Not something I'm super excited about, but We'll hoard it. Poison and bone. Poison length reduced. 75. Okay, am I missing one? One amulet? Yeah, if 8% is good enough for Javazon, then that's a really good drop. So Fox, give me a pro tip here. Is it 3 lines of everything? Does that turn out to work? Turn out well? Oh, we got a visitor, everybody. Let me show you. This is my cat, Gordy. Come here, buddy. And guys, look at the size of this cat. Look at this cat. This is my boy, Gordy. He's huge. He takes out the squirrels and everything in our yard. And he loves our daughter. He's so good with her. Here you go, bud. Okay, where was I? And am I still in stream, guys? I can't tell if I'm still streaming. Yeah, it looks like I'm way behind with where you guys are seeing me. Good. Two to work FCR.